Hi everyone, welcome to our classes. In today's class, we are going to learn about a very interesting short story written by our national poet Rabindranath Tagore, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. And it's very useful for all the set aspirants and net aspirants and first language English, those who are all studying. It's useful for them. And before starting the story, let's learn about the poet first. Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 and was died in 1941. Was a Bengali poet, philosopher, artist, playwright, composer and novelist. India's first Nobel laureate, Tagore won 1913 Nobel Prize for Literature for his seminal work Gitanjali. He composed the text of both India's and Bangladesh's respective national anthems. His body of literature is deeply sympathetic for the poor and upholds the universal humanistic values. As a visionary educationist, he founded the experimental school and named it Shantiniketan and was given the honorific Gurudev by Mahatma Gandhiji. And while for the Western world, Tagore was the voice of India's spiritual heritage. For India, he was a great living institution. Because of his work, we all still experiencing it in Shantiniketan. And let's look at his work, the short story that is A Wrong Man's in Paradise. Let us say it's a summary along with its analysis. Okay, the author begins the story by describing the protagonist as a man who never believed in mere utility. He had no useful work and so he indulged in mad whims and impulses. He painted and made little pieces of sculptures, men, women, and castles, and ended up wasting his time on all useless and needless things. Thus people laughed at him and jeered at him, and he spent his life on earth doing useless work. But fate and destiny, there's a moving finger that indicates, had inadvertently penned his permanent abode means the resting place or the living place, as paradise after death on this earth. Just like students who hardly study end up passing the examination. So in this man ends up in paradise having done nothing useful and productive in life. The gates of heaven opened wide for him and he was sent to the workers' paradise. But the newcomer did not fit in well and was jostled by the hurrying men who were very happy to be busy. He lay in the green meadows or close to the fast-flowing stream. A girl went hustling, bustling every day to a silent torrent. Since the silent sense, in the workers' paradise, even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy singing to fill her pictures. Her moments were like the rapid moments of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. She seemed to be at a tearing hurry all the time to finish her undone tasks. The girl of the silent torrent felt that to be idle was sin, and one had to be busy all the time doing some work. And the girl, on watching the relaxed man doing nothing useful and wasting his precious time, feels pity for him and asks him about his work. He informs that he has not a moment to spare for work, while the girl surprisingly has not a moment to spare on account of work. The girl, who never understood what he said, was quick enough to say that she would be happy to spare some work for him if he would like to wish, which he happily responds saying that he had been waiting there only to take some work from her. On asking about his choice of work, he requests for one of her pictures that she can spare for him. And she wanted to know if the purpose was to draw water from torrent or from some other purpose. and is annoyingly baffled by his response. When he says that he would like to draw pictures on a picture, she departs by saying that and she has no time to waste on such futile things. The girl was very firm in her decision of not yielding to man's request to give her picture to him. But the man persists and prevails over the busy person and finally gives in. The girl stares in amazement at the colorful pictures on the picture when he hands it over to her and asks the purpose of those color lines. The man laughs and says that a picture never has any meaning and it never serves any purpose. In the confines of her home, away from the prying eyes of others, she scans the painting from all the angles, struck with its beauty, although it had no purpose or meaning. She was fascinated with the man's skill in painting and saw newer possibilities opened up before her. And from that day on, the hastening girl never hurried anymore as she started loving having thoughts that had no meaning or no purpose. She was distracted by the art and was trying to rearrange her priorities. The meaningless was slowly becoming meaningful. The man asked for some more work the next time, and this time he agrees to wave a colored ribbon for her hair without any purpose. When the wrong man offered to make ribbons for her, the girl was very eager to know why he would make a ribbon for her hair. But once he offered colored ribbons, she started spending a lot of time trying the ribbons around her hair, and a new joy had awakened in her mind. Much of her usual work remained unfinished. The work in paradise began to suffer as many people who had been active before were now indulging in useless things such as paintings, sculptures, and wasting their precious time. The anxious elders called for a meeting, as this never before phenomenon was turning people into idlers. And it's then that the Uriel messenger appears and confesses regarding the mistake made by bringing the wrong man in the workers' paradise. The idler man is summoned and asked to quickly depart from the place to his utmost relief. The girl immediately agrees to accompany the wrong man, to which the elders cast in surprise, as never before a thing such as this had taken place. A thing that had no meaning and no purpose at all. Then the line, "the man never believed in mere utility," means that the man never believed that he should do anything just because it's useful and productive. He was of the opinion that it's not necessary that something should be done only if it is valued and useful. And the girl, who only knew and believed in mere work and utility, became completely transformed person under the influence of the man who was an artist. She was ready to leave her work and place just to follow the man who had such an influence on her. And at the end of the story, there is a complete change in the girl's attitude to life. The credit should go to the idler, who was an artist, was committed to his craft. He loved the talent he possessed more than anything else. Even after coming to a place where everyone was working and no one had any liking for his art, he did not give up his work. Sometimes, though we have many capabilities, we fail to recognize and nurture it. But in this case, The man succeeded in not only recognizing it from within, but was also successful in having it impact the girl of the silent torrent first and everyone else later. Many times there are no takers for our talents. But in this story, although the girl did not show any interest in the artistic values of the man, but slowly she becomes open minded and realizes that the art has some meaning and some purpose and accepts it wholeheartedly. Okay, and initially, before the artist had his impact on the men in workers' paradise, the attitudes of the men, the attitudes of the men and the artist towards duty were diagonally opposed to each other. But the men believed that one had to do some work, some useful work, and not waste time on other activities. But the wrong man, who was an artist, continually engages in his so called purposeless and futile work, which was quite different from the work of the men. According to him, any work which gives joy to our mind and makes this world appear beautiful is quite significant. There are two words in this story: the world of idler, that is an artist, and the world of hustlers, means that the persons who are very busy in their work, people in paradise. Okay, both the world are equally important. Okay, the world of idler, that is artist, is important because it makes our mind happy, and it is the world where all of us forget our sorrows and take delight in the activities of our life. Okay, and the world of aesthetic makes our life colorful, though it appears like having no meaning or purpose at all superficially. But similarly, the world of inhabitants of the workers' paradise is also equally significant because this is the world which helps us to survive. The physical work undertaken in the world can only feed our mouths. If not, we will be starved to death. In this way, both these worlds are complementary to each other. One takes care of the mind and the other takes the care of our body. This is how, in this sense, Rabindranath Tagore had written a very beautiful short story, that is A Wrong Man in Paradise. Okay, I hope that you understood. Based on this were listening, please, I have given some question and answers. Comprehension 1, here there are 10 questions. Please read all the questions and go through the answers. Okay, and comprehension 2, again there are a few questions and I have also given the answers. Please read the question and answers and try to understand the story and comprehend it. Okay, if you like the video, please subscribe the channel and share the video with your friends. Till then, take care. Thank you.